Hello everyone, I am Simran Kaur from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group. Now this is part 2 of chapter 13 Motion and Time, revision of this chapter. In this we will cover our copy work. Question 1, define speed. What is speed? The distance travelled by an object in unit time is called speed, and formula for speed is distance upon time, and SI unit of speed is meter per second. Question 2, give an example of oscillatory motion. What is oscillatory motion? The periodic motion, the swinging of a pendulum, simple pendulum that shows what motion? Periodic, or we say oscillatory motion. Question 3, state the factor on which time period of a simple pendulum depends on. Time period of a simple pendulum depends on the length of the string of pendulum. Now what does this question mean? You all know the figure of simple pendulum. This is our simple pendulum and it shows what type of motion? Oscillatory motion, periodic motion. Now on what factors the time period of this pendulum depends? What is time period for this pendulum? Let's see. Let's start motion of this pendulum from here. Suppose we have stretched this string, now we have released this pendulum. So you can imagine the motion of this pendulum, it will show to and fro motion. First it will go to this position and then again it will come back to the initial point. So the time taken by this bob to cover this motion, first this side and the second is coming back to the initial point. So the total time taken by this pendulum is known as time period to complete one oscillation. This is time period. Now in question they are asking that on what factors the time period of pendulum depends. So it depends on the length of the string which we are using. It depends on the length of the string. If we are taking short string, then time period will be less. It will cover one oscillation in less time. But if length of the string is longer, then it will take more time to cover one oscillation. So it is dependent on the length of the string. Understood? Question 4, a simple pendulum takes 18 seconds to complete 10 oscillations. What is the time period of the pendulum? Whenever time period is being asked in the question, they are asking us the time taken to complete one oscillation. But in question, 10 oscillations are given, time for 10 oscillations. So we will use the simple formula, time period of the pendulum is equal to time taken in total oscillations and number of oscillations. So time given is 18 seconds and number of oscillations are 10. So what will be our values? 18 divided by 10, and you can do the simple mathematics, 1.8 s seconds. So time period of pendulum is 1.8 seconds, means it will take 1.8 seconds to complete one oscillation. Next question, when would we say an object is in motion? If there is a change in position of a body with respect to the objects at rest, then we can say that the body is in motion. Now can you tell my state, I am in motion or I am at rest? I am standing at this position. You will say, ma'am, you are at rest. Now if I will start walking, then what is the state? I am in motion. Now I am standing at my position, but according to moon, my state is in motion because earth is rotating on its axis. So we all are rotating, we all are changing our positions. So this is a relative term, always remember. Question 6, the distance time graph shows the motion of two vehicles A and B. Which one of these is moving faster? Give reasons thereof. Now distance time graph is given. On x-axis we have taken time, on y we have taken distance. Now these are two straight lines representing the motion of two vehicles A and B. Now you have to tell me which vehicle is moving faster. So how will you check it? you will check the end point. You will check the end point of these two vehicles, these two lines. So, you can see the end point of A is here and B is here. So, time will never stop. So, you basically you have to check the distance travelled by these vehicles. So, point A is coming on top, means that is it is covering more distance in less time. So, vehicle A is moving faster, as we can see that it has covered more distance in less time. Next numerical, a runner covers 100 meter in 10 seconds and the remaining 100 meter in 8 seconds. Calculate speed for the first 100 meter and the second 100 meter, and also calculate the average speed of the whole journey. Very lengthy question. So, we will break this question. In question, a runner is given, he is running, and we are breaking his journey into two parts. In first part he is covering 100 meters and in next he is covering the next 100 meter. He stops here to have drinks, let us say. So, in first 100 meter, to cover first 100 meter he is taking 10 seconds, and to cover next 100 meter he is taking 8 seconds. So, we have to calculate his speeds in these two parts. So, speed 1 will be, formula for speed is distance upon time. So, in first part he is covering how much distance? 100 meter. In how much time? In 10 seconds. So, what will be the speed of this runner? 10 meter per second. Now, we will talk about second speed, means the speed of second part. Formula is same, distance upon time. Distance is again same, 100 meter. Now, time is 8 seconds. So, you will divide these values. So, our speed will be 12.5 meter per second. Understood? Now, we have to calculate the average speed. Now, how do we calculate average speed? Do you remember the formula for average speed? Average speed is measured by, we are talking about average speed. In this, we take total distance travelled divided by total time taken. So, total distance is 100 meter in first part and 100 meter in next. Time will be, total time will be 10 seconds plus 8 seconds. After calculating 200 meter upon 18 seconds. So, your average speed will be 11.11 meter per second. Understood this this question? Now, question 8, why most of the natural phenomena are periodic in nature? Most of the natural phenomena are periodic in nature because they repeat them after some fixed interval of time. Example, rotation of earth around its own axis. This is periodic in nature, it is repeating after every 24 hours. Can you give more examples of periodic natural phenomena like sunrise, sunset, new moon, full moon? These all are periodic in nature. Next question, a bus is moving at 20 meter per second. How much distance in kilometers will the bus cover in 25 minutes? First read the question, understand the question, and then we will solve this question. The speed of bus is given. Let us say this is your school bus. Speed of this bus is 20 meter per second. So, what does this mean? In 1 second, this bus is covering 20 meter distance. It means that only. So, in 60 seconds means in 1 minute or in 60 seconds it will cover how much distance? 20 into 60 meter, that will be 1200 meter. In question we have to find distance covered in 25 minutes. So what will you do? Simply 1200 meter multiplied by 25. You will do this only. So 25 into 1200 is equal to 30,000 meter. As this is bigger unit, so we will convert it into the larger unit, which will be 30 kilometers. So in 25 minutes our bus is covering 30 kilometers. Then state the difference between uniform motion and non-uniform motion, as we discussed these topics in part 1 of this video. Uniform motion, a body covers equal distances in equal interval of time, whereas in non-uniform, body covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Then graph of uniform motion is a straight line, whereas graph of non-uniform motion is not a straight line. Then again next question, the motion of a lorry is given in the table below. Time and distance, the data is given, time is given and distance is given. So first of all we have to plot graph for this given data. So these are the values for time and distances. So when we plot, how will you plot it first? On x axis you will take time and on y you will take distance. So this point is 0, 0. So it will lie here at this origin. 4 and 40. Now always mention the scale. On x axis 1 centimeter is equal to 2 seconds. So 4 seconds will come here, and what was the distance given? 40. So you have to find 40 here. Here it is. So the point at which this 4 and 40 are meeting, that will be your required point. So you will do the same for rest of the values. So you will get these points. At the end what you have to do? You have to join all these points. So you will get graph of this type. And you can see this type of motion is non-uniform motion, as the line is not straight. Now deduce from the graph speed of the lorry after 2 seconds from the start. You have to measure the speed after 2 seconds. Formula for speed is distance upon time. So you have to check the distance travelled by this lorry after 2 seconds. So at 2, the point is coming at 20. So what will be the distance speed? Distance upon time, that means 20 divided by 2, which is 10 meter per second. Then you have to calculate average speed for the whole journey. For the whole journey average speed, that means total distance divided by total time taken. So you have to check for these two values, the last values. Total distance travelled is 360 meter and total time taken is 24 seconds. So put these values in the formula. 360 divided by 24, that will be 15 meter per second. So average speed of the lorry is 15 meter per second. Now in C part, position of the lorry at time t equal to 6 seconds. So you have to look value at this point. At 6 the seconds, time is 6 seconds, the value will be 60. So 60 meter from starting point. So that was your complete copy work. Thank you.